Kubra said, welcome to NDTV. Always good to see a smiling face like that, especially at a time like this.
Thanks, bro. I mean, I honestly believe that, we need to look at the smaller things that we need to be happy about, grateful about. And I think one such thing is, like, my first question to you was, how's everybody at home? How's your immediate family, your immediate friends? And I know that even you are going through a crisis at the moment, considering one of your closest people are critical right now. I think, but just to know that my immediate family is okay, my immediate friends are okay, their families are okay. And just as we were speaking a little earlier, I think I've just run out of stories to tell people. It's like every other phone call is a call of despair. Every other phone call is a call of loss. And I don't think collectively as humanity, as a societal construct, we were ever equipped, ever trained, ever taught how to say so many sorries one after the other. And it is very, very heartbreaking. But yeah, in the middle of all of that, if you can just look up and see the sun is still shining and look at yourself and you're aware that you are still breathing, I think that's a reason to have a smile on your face. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. And it's not toxic positivity to be smiling. I think the whole idea is to be aware that what's going on outside is out of your control, but you acknowledge that and try to do whatever best you can, but at the same time keep yourself in a spirit of center. I think that brings a smile on my face at the moment. So
right, absolutely. And what's
overwhelming? Thank you for acknowledging it. So
what's been overwhelming and really nice to see that a lot of individuals, people from your fraternity, everybody coming together, sharing a message. So and so needs oxygen, so and so needs a bed. Social media is finally put to some good use.
Absolutely. I think Bhumi said this, and she said this beautifully. She said that my biggest earning, I think she said, I'm definitely paraphrasing, but she said that my biggest earning is the following that I have, the people that I have. So the more voices I can reach out to, the more help I'm able to gather. And I think that is something that we as people of the fraternity are acutely aware, and I'm so grateful that everyone's coming from every walk of life to contribute to people they don't know. I know a couple of weeks ago, we started a Twitter handle and a website called COVIDdonors.com, where we were receiving medical information of parents, information of patients who are in hospital right now and who can't afford medical facility and treatment. And literally every single one of us was just sharing, amplifying, and making sure that we at a personal level also clear up those hospital bed, fees and bills. Because I think there is a time when it just comes on to you, it dawns upon you that, hey, I am in a place of privilege, exercise it. Don't wait any longer. If you can do anything right now, even if that means picking up the phone, speaking to somebody and saying, hey, hi, are you okay? Right. I think even that is of, I think it takes a lot of courage to even do that. Yeah. And I think those people are incredible heroes in their own right, even if they can do that right now.
Sure. Mental health is taking a toll on everyone. There are a lot of different people saying different things. Some people say do watch news because this is the reality and you should know what is happening around so that you understand the seriousness of it. It's okay to be sad and it's okay to feel the way everybody is feeling right now. Do you believe that? Do you think we should all be aware of what's happening because this is reality and there's no running away from it?
I would say pick your news sources wisely. Do not just be blindly following WhatsApp forwards and believing it's news in the format of gossip. That's not news. If I have to personally congratulate the NDTV team, I would be congratulating you for the piece that was done about the after effects of COVID. Yeah. It was a very well articulated, very well spoken, and not at all evasive. It was not trying to paint a shiny picture. It was telling you what you need to be aware of if you have contracted the virus, and what kind of complications it can bring to you, in the future. So yes, while we're speaking about mental health being something that's definitely going to be a key concern of discussion in the coming years, we have never been, I don't think as humanity we've ever been told, you can't hug someone, and all of a sudden, there is this, this sense of self-preservation that has crept in, that I don't know how it's going to be like whenever the world opens up. And we as human beings learn very quickly. We're animals at the end of the day.
Right.
So I don't know what it's going to be like when we do go out there, and I don't know if we will be open-hearted, if we are going to be ourselves and shake hands with people, hug people, without thinking, have they been carrying the virus? Are they okay? Are they not okay? I don't know what are the repercussions of this, but right. I do know it's going to change us as a society. And that is something that we need to be prepared for at a human level. And I hope we have enough education, we have enough support that comes in from different places and sources to help us cope with this, because I think the aftermath of COVID is going to be even more severe than COVID right now.
Right.
And we know how bad it is right now. So just amplify that. And
absolutely. And from the first interview we did in the lockdown last year, we still continue to urge people like you to come on camera and tell people to not go out, to wear a mask, now to wear a double mask. Do you want to do that? Because it's very important to keep reminding people about the importance of this.
I do know that sometimes when you live in a cosmopolitan city, it gets really hard for you to stay indoors. And especially when we speak about Mumbai, this constant debate of Mumbai, Delhi, how small our homes are. I understand where that, was stemmed off as a joke. I totally understand where that is coming from. Mm-hmm. But this is the time for us to take care of people we love. And first on the list should be yourself. So please, please, please stay at home. Please stay indoors. Try to request for your essentials via online delivery services. Make sure that you sanitize all your deliverables when they reach you. Double mask up. Essentially, when you are leaving your apartment, even when you are getting into your elevator, you are not safe anywhere, because right now what we are hearing is that this virus is also airborne, and it is airborne for about 4 hours, if I'm not mistaken. I do not want to quote incorrect numbers. So, you have the artillery if you can see your opponent. Here you can't.
You can't.
So just try to be safe as much as possible. Consider yourself to be the most important person that you need to love and save right now. And then that will automatically have an effect on the people you love. You will take care of them as well. And honestly, I don't think we were prepared at all for the second wave, and the intensity with which it has come in and thrashed us. It has thrashed humanity out of the window. And I know it's really depressing. I know it's really hurting. And I know most people who want to even step out, want to step out to help other people.
Right.
So even while you are doing that, I urge you to take care of yourself while you are taking care of others.
And at a time like this, one understands that tempers are running high. Every time people are stepping out, even for vaccination, and they see a queue, they see something disorganized, they immediately tweet and said, what is this? Should we think of the people, the health workers inside, trying to man the situation, coming out every day to give vaccines, to arrange, those cops who are there on duty, telling people, line mein khade ho, duri rakho. Do you want to say something encouraging for them, because they are, they need all the credit to people who are vaccinating us?
First of all, a huge thank you. I know we're running short of vaccines, but those who are actually risking themselves every single day, showing up at work and making sure we are safe, first of all, a big thank you, a huge thank you to every single frontline worker, including the press. I'm so grateful that the press has been acknowledged as a frontline worker in these in this time of crisis. But our helps, our doctors, our nurses, our police officers, our, the people who are reaching out there to help people, ensure they get food on time. I mean, honestly, thank you so much for doing more than your call of duty. So thank you very, very much for that. And I think the least that we can do in return for your hard work and for the fact that you're sacrificing yourselves for us and for the betterment of the society at large, I think the least that we can do is respect that sentiment and stay at home, be safe, and double mask up when we leave.
Right. Do you see any, in your circle, your family, friends, all the WhatsApp groups, do you see still any hesitancy of getting vaccinated? If there's anyone watching, do you want to tell them how important this is? It's happening at a global level.
I'm sorry, I have an invisible, a danda in my hand. Anybody who says I don't want to get vaccinated, I have an invisible danda. I want to hit them.
Okay.
I mean, I understand that it's this constant debate, but I think the time for debate is over. Right now, what's important is that we build our immunity so that at least we know we are not in a critical state, and add more weight on the already impending healthcare system that we have. So instead of being the wise one and trying to argue something that has been tested, that has been brought to you, that is a constant debate of हमको इतने vaccine चाहिए, इतने vaccine मिल नहीं रहे हैं. When we are looking at that at the larger in the larger scope of things, I think this is not the time for you to say मगर मुझे नहीं लेना.
Right.
I mean, stop being so selfish about yourself and about what your ideologies are, and they stem from WhatsApp. So please relax.
Right. Everybody has to be safe.
Exactly. Everybody has to be. Even one person unsafe means that nobody is safe. So please make sure that if you can, I've registered for the vaccine. I haven't got a slot. As we spoke, I'm in Udaipur at the moment. I've tried to get my vaccine shot here as well, but there are no slots available. But I have my eye on the ball to make sure that I do get vaccinated when I have the first opportunity. I think that's most important. I made sure that my brother just got his first vaccine.
Great.
We are waiting for mom to get her first vaccine because she just recovered from COVID. So I think I have still been extremely lucky in a sense, touch wood, that I haven't contracted the vaccine. I haven't contracted the virus yet, but everybody in my family has.
Right.
And it's not easy, whether they are critical or not. It's not easy to go through that stress. So if possible, please avoid it. If you haven't got it yet, please avoid it. Do whatever you can, mask up, don't step out of the house, watch as much content as you can on television. Try to watch the right sources of news, and just be safe. We have to get through this because there is a third wave coming, but please get through the second wave first.
Right. Above everything, above all the politics and everything that has been said on the social media, if there are people in power who are watching across states, across parties, every state and the country level, what do you want to tell them?
Stop thinking about yourselves, man. Seriously, stop thinking about yourselves. This is not the time for you to think about yourself. This is not the time about thinking किसके सीट ज़्यादा है, किसने क्या कहा, किसने गौशाला बनाई, किसने हेल्पलाइन बनाई. यहाँ इंसानों की कदर नहीं है. आप लोग कुछ और ही एजेंडा पे अटके हुए हो. So please, for God's sake, bring in the humanity. You are human first. And whatever your professional agendas may be, whatever your political agendas can come into play. We will deal with it when we are a stronger nation to fight against you, because we will raise our voices against the policies, but this is not the time. This is the time to collectively come forward, whether you are at the center or at the state level, to help humanity. Please help humanity and don't make this about yourself. This is my humble request, and this is what I would urge our political leaders to do right now.
That's very, very important. To end on a positive note, when I was watching the Oscars, it did give me hope that even that country went through this, and today they had a maskless event, and they were all there physically, congratulating, hugging, doing a red carpet. So that gave you some hope, Kubra?
Absolutely. I'm already looking at walking the Golden Globes next year.
Great on that. That's exactly the positivity and the energy we need. That's why I've come to you to do this conversation. And you enjoy yourself, and really hope you get vaccinated soon as well.
Thank you so much, Ro. Please take care of yourself, and please give my regards to the entire team at NDTV and everybody at home.